Welcome to Mega Gaming, and today's review is going to be on one of the first Nintendo games I ever owned, which was Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder was developed by Beam Software for the NES, and Argonaut Software developed it for numerous other platforms, including the Commodore Amiga, C64, Atari ST, MS-DOS, Game Boy, iOS. Apparently it's also available on Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network. It's also available for the ZX Spectrum. It was released in 1990 for the NES, and basically what it's designed to be is a racing simulator. As a kid I thought it was kind of neat, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate why when we get this set up. Alright, so far you got the generic title screen, and Mindscape made some acceptable enough games in their time. Alright. Got some lightning, that was kind of a neat effect. And a fancy little title screen. And not only that, you got digitized voices. Hit the qualify. I believe you have this perspective. Oh yeah, and then yes, I believe you have the cockpit view. You have to qualify for each of the races. You actually do take damage if you hit the wall or other vehicles. And you can't just go full speed into a corner. So far it's mostly responsive. Mistakes I've made so far are just to follow to my own. And the graphics, while being simplistic, for being a Nintendo title, they actually aren't all that bad. As you'll see down the bottom right, my tires have taken some damage, probably for running into the wall so many times, and you can actually take engine damage and whatnot. Not sure if you actually keep the damage going into the race. I guess we'll find out. Oh, I actually placed fifth. Qualifying somehow with. So you get some tracks that are based on real tracks. I didn't get off to the best start here. Obviously, you're not. I guess they could have had something that resembles realism, like when you wreck into a car, you don't just bounce off. Uh-oh. I just damaged my engine. And you can also damage your gas tank if you get hit from behind too many times. And it will leak fuel. So as far as some of the simulation aspects for being a Nintendo game, it's actually not all that bad. And just because you hit your car a couple times doesn't mean the race is over. Unless you were to read the manual, it is kind of hard to know how long the races are, but they are long races where you'll end up having to fuel. They do vary based on track by track. No, actually it would help out quite a bit if you knew how many laps the races were from the game, so you could make realistic pit stop decisions. Do you chance it on the last lap and almost run out of gas, or do you take that pit stop that's going to cost you the race? See, off to the left you got the fuel gauge. Now, this part of the game isn't really that bad. It's not that good. It's not terrible. It's mediocre. It's playable though. But for the NES, there were much worse games out there. Okay. I guess I missed the pit area. And that's one of the quirky things with this game is you'll think that you're going slow enough to stop in the pit area, and you'll just fly right through. You'll be getting slightly slower, and you'll actually make the stop in the pit area. Like right there I had the brakes on all the way, and yeah, just no stopping. So I'm gonna run out of gas.
Nice try, buddy.
And you'll see the screen a lot. But you'll still get to go on to the next race. It does give you the qualifying time at least. Yeah, this little pit crew mini game, it's a pain because people get in your way all the time. Now once you get it down, it's doable. You have everything lined up just perfectly. Apparently the gas can is just does its own thing. See if we can actually beat the best time, which is like 12.4 seconds, and we're definitely not going to beat it. Almost beat it. Might be enough to be second place starting. Oh, fifth place again. And the track that you qualify on is the same track, so that's kind of a nice little feature. So yeah, this is what you have. You have a very average to below average racing game for the NES at the time. NES racing games are, for the most part, below average in general when you take the gaming as a whole, with some exceptions in there that were more of a like your RC Pro-Am type games are just cartoonish competitive type games. And then the whole pit stop thing, while in here to add to the simulation aspect, just becomes an annoyance, and you end up losing races because you don't handle the pit area just right. Considering your people don't know how to walk around each other, so you gotta move your people out of the way of each other just to get to certain people. It becomes quite frustrating. So what you end up with is a pretty lackluster game you can pick up for cheap. It has really nothing to do with the movie either, with exception of some names and some graphics and licensing. It's a game that's easy to pass up. We'll just let them lose. But not a whole lot here. It's playable, and that's about it. So on our list, where I'm going to put it, I'm going to go ahead and put it. I did switch the rating scale, considering 1 to 5, and then even the letter grades were causing too much congestion on the list. So I decided to do a 1 to 10 scale with half points, with 5 being an average game. This one will get a 3.5, which is below average, and it will be right below Super Play Action Football, and right above Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's something you can pass on. Nothing too exceptional here. It was a nice try to do a racing simulation game, a NASCAR simulation on the Nintendo, and those aspects are neat to check out, but the game itself just isn't any fun. Hope you enjoyed the review. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.